Unbelievable. Judas. God damn it, Billy's right.
Round one.
Come on. Oh, whoa.
And boom, we're live, folks. Welcome to the American Movie Podcast. This is your host, Matthew Benjamin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, we're going over, Jesus Christ, was this an incredible movie? Ready Player One. So Ready Player One, if you don't know, is centered upon Wade Watts. He is a young guy. It's based in the future. It's directed by Steven Spielberg. Incredible. 2045, he lives in Columbus, Ohio. It is pretty much this favela, this modern day favela referred to as the stacks. And it's these trailer parks all stacked up upon each other. There's pretty much no basis of being able to rise to the top or gain any sort of traction in life itself. There's not really much to look forward to. There's not really any sort of opportunity. So while this is going on, there's this virtual world. This is why I loved it, because there's this supposition that I think this is really going to happen at some point in time, maybe not this soon, but there will be this virtual world where people will have this avatar and they can do pretty much anything they want. They can be whoever they want, since modernity is not allowing them to do that now. And that's presupposing a lot of stuff, but it's a place to escape, and you get to play play a modern day video game on a unilateral treadmill. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully that happens. So this is incredible, okay? So the Oasis is this virtual reality world that everybody hooks up to, and the creator of this Oasis happens to pass. But before his passing, he created this challenge where you have to gain 3 keys, and if you gain these 3 keys, getting through these 3 clues, then you get this Easter egg, and this Easter egg is worth $500 billion with a T dollars. And then you get access to the Oasis. You own the Oasis. And what I liked about this movie is that it's good versus evil. It's purity versus maniacal intention. So you get corporate people trying to access the Oasis, so they monetize it. They have swaths of people who hook up to the Oasis to try and find and beat these clues, and they're referred to as IOI. Okay, I'm not going to spoil a lot of it. I just want to give you the premise of why it's so spectacular and why I loved it. Okay, so the IOI, so it's corporatized, so it's an investment, because you can spend X amount of money and then you'll get $500 billion. Okay, so people are trying to do that as well. And then there's Gunters, who are actually like original purists who just love the Oasis and want to become the owner of the Oasis because they love Halliday, actually. They loved Halliday and his pop culture pretty much obsession. So I loved this movie, man. The soundtrack alone was great. The cast was great. I was blown away at the cast. Everything. What I didn't understand is that they shot the majority of this in VR, and everybody had headsets on. So they're all around this green screen, and then they had these goggles on, similar to the ones that they use inside the movie to access the Oasis. This was just all during shooting it. So they're in a green screen, and then they have these humongous sets that are virtual created, and then they act in it, and then Steven Spielberg's wearing the thing and shooting too. It was just mind-blowing seeing the process and then hearing him talk about it. So that was incredible just before you even step foot in the theater. And then everything's just incredible to watch. It's so moving. Like, I was moved 2 times through this movie, and I was just like, oh my God, this is an incredible movie, man. Like, I was blown away. So I loved this show, man. So you get Wade Watts, and he's down and out. He has no really future at all, but he loves Halliday, and he's so well versed in it. He's probably one of the most well versed people on the planet of this guy's past, preferences, everything he's loved, and including all of the pop culture that he's loved as well. So he's a form fitted for the future of the Oasis. So I love this show, man. I don't want to spoil a lot of it, but I was pleasantly surprised. TJ Miller's in this. Loved him in it. Who else was in it that I was really surprised at? The guy from Star Wars, one of the maniacal guys from Star Wars, is in it. He's the leader of IOI. So yeah, check this movie out. I highly, highly recommend it. I'm trying to think of there's so much that was going on within it that I can't even explain how elaborate the sequences are. Like, there are race scenes, there's car chases in and out of reality, inside the Oasis, outside the Oasis. There's so many pop culture references. You get Kong, you get this vacation plan that was absolutely stunning. You get everything that you would expect inside. Like, I think this is gonna be one of the greats of Spielberg's. It's gonna be a reference. Like, people love E.T. They're like, man, when I grew up, I saw E.T. It was one of the best. I think this is gonna be people's E.T. when they're referencing it 10 years from now. I think this is that good. I enjoyed it so much. So I just thought the premise, the entire atmosphere, all of the narrative wrapped around it, and then the execution inside of the premise itself was just amazing. So highly, highly recommend it, man. Highly recommend it. Let me know what you thought of it. If you're on YouTube or on the live stream, let me know what you thought of this movie down in the comment section below. Do not forget to subscribe and share and like. Trying to grow the podcast as much as possible, so I can't do that without your help as well as mine. So, and if you want to do that in another manner, you can review us on iTunes or subscribe to us on iTunes. That would be amazing. And you can also talk about this podcast on your very own blog or podcast. And if you want to start your own podcast, you can go to socialcreative.org/podcast. I put everything together in the podcast publisher. It's all the information you would ever need to know in order to start your very own podcast. Podcast is also brought to you by foreverlean.com. It's muscle building programs, fat loss programs. You just go to 4EVERLEAN.com /shop. Those are available now. Also brought to you by Audible. You can go to audibletrial.com /American, and you can get a free month subscription to Audible. You get to keep the books. You get 2 free books when you try it out. And thank you so much, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this. If you don't need to know anything really about any video game nomenclature. It sets it up perfectly, and it kind of immerses you in it, and it catches you up to speed, and there's not much to catch up to. Just enjoy the ride, and it was awesome. It was so awesome. I highly, highly recommend this, man. So let me know what you thought. Don't forget to support. Love you forever. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. This has been Matthew Benjamin with the American Movie Podcast, and that was Ready Player One. Bye, bye, bye.
Round 1.
Come on. Oh, whoa, hey, come on, Kelly.
Everybody thinks they're gonna get a chance to punch some Nazi in the face at Normandy. I used to think I was gonna get a chance to do it. Now I realize I'm gonna be eating Jell-O.
Come on, we're men, we're not piñatas.
To be honest, I'm not sure he really is a dog.